NFL wildcard weekend, and thanks to our friends over at Barstools, we can win $25,000 if we can predict the entire weekend. Hey, what's going on, everybody? That's right, it's playoff football. And thanks to our friends over on the Play Barstools app, we can win $25,000 if we can correctly predict the wild card weekend. You guys know how this matchup goes by now. It's the same thing. It's just less games going on this weekend, obviously, of course. 5 of the 6 games you got to predict against the spread. And then the 6th game, you got to give them the correct score. As always, I'm your host, Jason Mattis. Let's jump on into it and see how we'll win that $25,000. All right, so the first matchup here is Colts versus Bills, where you guys know from my daily sports betting show where we place real sports bets that I've already placed a bet on Bills minus 6.5. So I'll take Bills minus 6.5 on that one. Rams versus Seahawks is the next matchup. This one, I think this is going to be a really good, fascinating matchup. Look, the Rams held the Seahawks to 20 points or less in both of the matchups so far this season. I know there's some uncertainty, obviously, with the Rams quarterback situation, but the Rams don't need a lot from John Holford if he, does in fact play this game. And remember, they won the first game this season, and the second game, they were in position to win that game up until that third quarter, where if you guys remember in the third quarter where Goff was scrambling there toward the sideline, tried to loft the ball up over the top to Robert Woods. Well, it sailed a little bit on him, and that ended up being an interception on that play. And then the Rams just never really recovered from that. So, they were one Goff mistake away from sweeping the season series. So this Ram team has the Seahawks number. In fact, they're 5-3 straight up under Sean McVay against the Seahawks. Absolutely dominant defense. There's no reason why, they're just not going to dominate this matchup again. The Rams give Russell Wilson all kinds of fits throughout his career. So I'm going to take the Rams plus 3.5 and don't really care who the quarterback is in this matchup for the Rams. Next matchup here is the Buccaneers versus Washington. You guys know from the NBC Sports Predictor app where you can win $100,000. Broke this game down extensively, so check that video out if you haven't. This was a tough one for me. Absolutely tough matchup for me. You got a great Washington pass rush. You got a great Washington pass defense. You got an excellent Buccaneers rush defense. We know how Tom Brady struggles against good front fours, good front sevens that can put pressure on the quarterback. That's what you're going to get today. So I'm not expecting, a big game here from Tom Brady. I do, at the end of the day, expect the Buccaneers to pull this game out. I think they have a better offense. I think they'll be able to scrape across a lot, of more points than Washington. But I think this game will definitely be close. This defense here for Washington's been legit all season. And don't forget, it wasn't but a few years ago, a Ron Rivera Carolina Panthers team at 7-8-1 went up against a Cardinals team coached by Bruce Arians at 11-5, and Ron Rivera walked out of that stadium with the win that day. Go ahead and give me Washington plus 8.5. Next one here is Ravens versus Titans. Boy, do the Titans have the Ravens number. I know the Ravens are playing good, but the Titans have their number. They beat them last year, obviously, in the wild card game in Baltimore with fans. They beat them this year. They're winning that game. The Ravens needed a field goal just to force it 24-24 to force overtime. And then obviously we know the Titans, had a Derrick Henry rushing touchdown there in overtime to win that game. The Titans have the Ravens number. I know the Titans have been leaky this year on defense. It's a really bad, secondary, but I hate Lamar Jackson in a gotta-have-it situation. When he's got to throw it, I don't like Lamar Jackson at all with the ball in his hands. I like him in the first quarter. Second quarter, when you don't know if they're going to run it, hand off, read options, you don't know what they're going to do. He's a good patcher in that situation, but when he's got to have it, I just don't trust Lamar Jackson. I don't trust him that he's going to expose the secondary issues that the Titans have. Give me the Titans and 2.5 points in this matchup. Next one we got here is Bears and the Saints. Look, picking a winner in this game is pretty easy. It's pretty easy to say that the Saints are going to win this game, at least in my mind, but this is a lot of points they're putting up. They're asking you to pick a 9.5 point spread. That's a lot of points in the NFL, so that just makes me a little bit nervous. The NFL made this game on Sunday for a reason, so the Saints players can play. The NFL put it up. It's actually funny because people on Twitter and social media were wondering when, before Week 17 was concluded, when the NFL was going to put this game. Was it going to be Saturday or Sunday? Because if it's Saturday, a lot of key players for the Saints weren't going to be available, and the NFL immediately put out a statement, it's completely random. Yeah, my ass, it's completely random. You want star players. You don't want Alvin Kamara not involved in this game. There's a reason you made this game on Sunday, so the Saints' best players can be advantaged, and they will be on this field. And we and the perception is the Bears have a good defense, which, that's relatively true, but the Saints have a better defense. The Saints finished number 4 in defense. If you look at the numbers over the last few weeks, it's skewed a little bit because they played the Chiefs. Everybody gets their ass kicked by the Chiefs, and the Chiefs run up a ton of yards. The Saints have a good defense. They finished number 4. At the end of the day, better offense, better defense. I'm going to go ahead and take the Saints. It's a lot of points, but I'll go ahead and take the Saints minus 9.5. Then the last matchup, it's the one where you got to correctly predict the score. It's Browns versus Steelers. Again, this one's the one where I broke it down extensively on the NBC Sports Predictor app where we can win another $100,000. Check that video out. And again, I think this is another tough matchup. I mean, these two teams played really good matchups throughout the regular season. We obviously know Mason Rudolph was involved in the second matchup, but still everything else was, generally the same. Good, tough matchup. I wish this one was the spread, because if it was the spread, it's an easy decision here for me. It's Browns +6. I really wouldn't even hesitate. I like what the Browns do. Obviously, their running attack is really good. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. They can expose that Steelers running rush defense that's given up 157 yards per game over the last 3 games. Browns defense themselves is really good. So I really wish we could go Browns +6 here, but obviously we can't. We got to give them a winner. I do think the Steelers will find a way. I don't know how they'll do it. But, the nice second half comeback there against the Colts, a good comeback attempt there against the Browns with the backup quarterback last week. I think the Steelers will find a way. Give me Steelers 23. Give me 16. I know that's a 7-point spread when I just said I would take the Browns +6. But seeing how they won't let me take +6, I'll go ahead and modify it a little bit and say 23-16. It's still within one score, and that's how I see it unfolding. On NFL Wildcard Weekend, for a chance to win $25,000, go ahead and like this video if I've been of help to you. And good luck to you on your picks as you win $25,000 on Barstools app this weekend.
Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.